All right, guys, this is day two. It's 2:30 p.m. I slept in. I spent the entire night, probably until about 5:30 this morning, refreshing on my video editing skills. I haven't used CapCut in a long time, and so I cut up that intro video and posted that on YouTube. And I was just refreshing with software the rest of the night, so I didn't get to the discovery call resource that I can send to clients. I was saying onboarding call, but yeah, I wanted to go through what I was doing today, which is setting up that discovery call resource so I can send a video to clients talking about what my business is about. That way I'm not shoving a bunch of info at them during a cold call. I can just get their email and send them a resource. Hold on, I got my bullet points right here. So yeah, I'm doing the discovery resource today. I'm not just doing this software company. Eventually I want to get to a point in my life where I have multiple streams of incomes from businesses built around my interests and passions. Like I said, we'll talk a lot more about goal setting and defining your professional purpose based around your personal purposes. But I wanted to say, today I also have a clothing reselling boutique that I eventually want to build into my own clothing line. These ideas don't have to be really solid, like life changes dramatically constantly. And there's a million ways to go about making money with things that you're interested in. So I didn't have $10,000 to go buy a storefront and invest in designers and get my own clothes designed and get them manufactured in a factory and have all of these supply chains. I didn't have the cost of the barrier to entry, but I didn't let that stop me. So instead I started flipping clothes in the meantime. It helps me learn about fashion, what it means to have good materials, good designs. I can learn about what's out there and what's trending now and make money in the meantime. And all of that money I can reinvest back into my business. So eventually I'll have a clothing company that pays for itself. So yeah, I had some orders. I sell clothes on Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop right now. As I get higher and higher quality clothes sourced, I'll probably move to Grailed and some luxury and designer vintage clothing brands, and eventually I'll scale it into selling at events and maybe opening up my own storefront or e-commerce store. So yeah, I got to go drop off clothes at the post office today, so I'm doing that. And then I'm going to later tonight rehearse my cold calling and go through my onboarding process for clients one last time so I can be ready to make calls going into next week. To give you a little bit of a background on this business, it's an AI software company. We build custom solutions for businesses, mainly in marketing. We have a complete CRM software. Right now we're building robot callers for outbound calls, for sales, and inbound calls for customer service, setting appointments, customer service inquiries, complaints, things of that nature, and then as well as automations with customer relationship and funnels. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about routines a little more. We covered the main goal of this, which is of developing this skill, which is consistent positive action towards your goals, preferably every day, but some people can't do that. So you just need consistency throughout your week and throughout the month, whether that's preferably 2 or 3 times minimum. But I know most people have time to set aside an hour to define their goals, research skills that they need, learning the framework and outlines for a business around that. And you can crash course YouTube things for an hour at nighttime instead of playing video games for 3 hours. You can play 2 and slowly develop yourself and learn what you need to learn. Um, but I wanted to cover three main principles around routines. Like I was saying, you don't have to have this crazy fleshed out system on paper, on an app. You don't need any of that. There's three main principles. You need to have routine blocks. So every day, like I was saying, I have a morning routine block, which I just completed. You know, I ate breakfast, I took my dog out, I did a little bit of exercise. I either journal, stretch, or just kind of watch a motivational video or think to myself more positively about what I'm going to accomplish. I just kind of meditate and sit with myself and my goals for a while. And that's it for a morning routine. Make sure that you have a decent hygiene routine. I can dive more into that if you guys want a more technical system for what I do for self-care. You know, I'm not a dermatologist. There's a lot of people on YouTube that dive full force into each one of these areas, but I'm trying to just give you the realistic main gold nugget kind of information so that you can just get started. I can go ahead and leave links for more detailed videos from what I've seen and what I learned, because I crash course YouTubed a lot of this information for myself. So I'm sure you've heard some of these terms before, like routine blocks. But yeah, I have my morning one, just knocked it out. And this is the main one, setting aside time for deep work, 1 to 4 hours every day to research and take action. It's insanely important to build that habit, and we'll talk more about habits and overcoming bad ones, replacing them with good ones over time. But it's extremely important. And then the last one is evening blocks, having a way to wind down and what are you doing? Having a way to wind down and relax, slow your brain down at night, properly recharge and rest your body and your mind so that you're at 100% the next day. If you're constantly pushing yourself and riding these highs and lows, you know, you're gonna wake up hungover without drinking essentially, and you're not gonna have consistent energy and focus. You know, people say you don't have motivation, but there's a lot of physiological drives behind your mood and your energy, and so you need to make sure we're crackhead, but yeah, we're creatures of habit. We need to have consistency in our day, and if we don't have positive consistency, our brain is going to fall back on negative habits for consistency. And so yeah, we'll definitely talk more about those, but the main goals of having a routine is cutting out negative distractions, developing more positive habits with the free time that you do have. I used to play a lot of video games. Like I told you, I was an addict, so I was using a lot. I was constantly, even when I quit some of the harder stuff, I was smoking a massive amount of weed and, you know, playing Diablo and League of Legends with my free time. And one of the things that really changed my life and set me on a better path was understanding that although there's a time and place for fun. If you like video games, I'm not saying don't play them. I still jump on with my friends every once in a while and get that 2-week Minecraft phase out of my system. I still jump on and play League of Legends every once in a while, but there's a time and place for fun. It shouldn't be the primary outlet of your time, because most people aren't having fun. You're doing it kind of just to relieve pain, like it's a pain pill, and there's definitely better ways to go about managing those feelings. But yeah, cutting out distractions, developing good habits, having more open-minded, positive mindset about where you are in your life, where you want to go, and where you're able to go, like what's possible for you in your life. When I was really down in the dumps in some of the darkest periods of my life, I didn't think, like, most of my dreams and goals didn't seem feasible or possible by any means. It was like there was no chance. I didn't even think that I was gonna live until my mid-20s. I didn't think I was gonna make it this far, to be honest, at certain points. But I think when you pair those ambitions with consistent positive action in your day, and you can see that you're making progress towards these things, over time you're like, you know what, I really can't, like, there is hope towards these things. You know, I used to tell myself, like, I don't believe I can do these things, but I will die, like, I'm willing to die trying to figure out if I can. I'd rather do that than live a life like wondering if I could have. You know, I met a lot of people older than me that they just carry around this regret, like, oh, I should have done it, like, oh, if I did that my life would be a lot better. And it's scary to hear, like, they're martyrs almost, like they're still here but they like died 20 years ago, you know. And it's scary for them, and it's scary to hear. So, you know, the simplest way to avoid that is try something different. You know, I listen to their advice. You know, you just got to take the risk, and if it starts working, then great. If it doesn't work, then you can go back to what you were doing before, worst case. But it's really important to be ambitious. There's nothing wrong with that. And if people are, we're going to talk about boundaries and relationships later, but if people are trying to, like, hold you back or tell you that you shouldn't do something, or, oh, they tried and you're just going to waste your time, don't listen to any of that. That's a personal projection that they're putting on you. Like, they held themselves back, and so they think that because they couldn't do it, you can. It's very egotistical. And a lot of family and friends do that because they care and they don't want to see you hurt. But an important part of life is to make mistakes and learn from it. And it's not their responsibility to take that from you. You have every right to try and pursue what you want to pursue, and fail while you're pursuing that. You know, I saw this meme of this kid playing piano, and his dad was saying, it had a comment of his dad saying, stop playing that piano, you're no good. And he responded by saying, if I stop, I never will be. And I take that very seriously with everything. Like I said, I'm not comfortable. I'm very new to recording myself. I'm very new to the sales aspect of business. I've never had to sell myself or my service. I've always done that for other people. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, it's okay to fail and learn over time. That's what life's about, and that's what finding success is about. You know, if you've ever met a Nepo baby or a trust fund baby, it's just some pretty unhappy people. Like, the whole reward of success is knowing that you had to struggle to get there, and that most people don't make it. That's what makes it so magical. Yeah, it's important to set goals, really define where you are now, where you want to go in your life, and slowly over time you can really start defining the steps that it takes to get there, down to what you should do almost every day, really defined. Anything that you want to do in your life can be broken down into steps, financial steps you can take, any skills that you need to learn over time, and any lifestyle changes. We'll talk about lifestyle changes a lot on here. One of the main obstacles I had to overcome in order to start finding success in business, you know, like I was saying, I'm not a millionaire, but we do have a couple clients that we're working with already, and that small supplemental income goes a long way. But one of the main things I had to overcome in order to find success wasn't even a business skill. It had nothing to do with learning to file LLCs or how taxes work or the legalities of providing a technical service to businesses. It had nothing to do with any of that. It was me overcoming addiction. It was me overcoming procrastination. It was me overcoming the fear of failure and rejection and embarrassment and all this very personal stuff. So habits are just as important as the hard skills, just as relationships and your support system is just as important as those hard business skills. It's absolutely essential. That's the reason why it took me so long. I've had these goals. I've had it defined and planned out, written in steps on notebooks since I was 17, and I wasn't able to really pull the trigger until now because of those personal issues. But yeah, we covered the blocks, the main core goals and importance of setting a routine, and the main other takeaways is to just be flexible. I sit down with my partner every month around the end of the month, and we plan out the rest of the month, any birthdays that are coming up, any events that we have to do. You know, if you got to go get your car oil change, you know, all those kind of life things, we write those out. When our rent's due, all the budgeting stuff, and we write those out for the month. As for my week, my day, I do not write those out. I have my blocks every day, and then on Saturdays, I have a block for hobbies where I spend 4 hours doing something that I like or looking into my hobbies, not business related. I like gardening, I like fishing, I like painting. If I was wealthy, I'd probably get into sculpting. I like watchmaking, so I try to spend some time looking into other things or doing other projects on a Saturday just to kind of relax and have fun. And then Sundays, I try to spend time with family or my partner. You know, I'm in Texas right now. I don't live with my family, and so I try to call them. I'm not the closest with my parents because of everything that I went through growing up, but I still love them. We still are close. I spent every holiday with them, so I do kind of miss them. What was I saying? Family and yourself. It's important to rest. When you have all this ambition and you're putting all this pressure on yourself, one of the reasons that you're having a hard time even achieving your goals and overcoming these bad habits is because of all the stress and pressure that you're putting on yourself and you're receiving from your environment. But that reinforcement in your head that you're doing to yourself is all the more pressure that you do not need, and it doesn't help. It's very counterintuitive. The less pressure you put on yourself, the more leverage that you have in another direction, you know? This is different for everyone, and every situation is different. Like sometimes you need pressure, but sometimes you need just support and freedom. You kind of need a balance of both. But yeah, that's it for routines. I can make like a really definitive video, but this is like the real crash course, like bootstrapped tips in order to get out of a bad situation and get to where you want to go. That's all you would need to know. I would recommend Huberman, and I'll add the link. There was another YouTube channel that does a really good job of talking about routines and scheduling in a not super redundant, ridiculous kind of bullet point way. Those methods, some of these methods take more time and even more brain power, and it ends up just becoming another task on top of the other tasks that are already overwhelming you. And so like you need to cut out and simplify things and be more fluid and be less rigid. And your progress, you'll see way more progress, and more momentum. But yeah, later on I'll jump on, and you'll see me recording that script. I'll probably have to do it over and over. I'll be stuttering like the intro video, like freaking crazy. But I want you guys to see this, and I want to be able to look back on this. So yeah, you'll see that later. Peace. All right, I'm rehearsing for this discovery call resource. So if they are interested in our business after I cold call them, I will send them an email with this video. If I can't convince them in the call, or garner some sort of interest for our service, I want to at least capture their email to give them a little more information and just get our business name and reputation out there. So yeah, I'm going over the script for that call right now. I just wanted to practice. I want you guys to see me going through it right now. And then I also have this software called Loom up on my screen that I'm using to screen record. And it also has like a little window that shows you talking. Excellent resource, absolutely free. I can make a video on all the software or any tools that I've used online to build my business. Most of them are completely free, or at least have a free version or a free trial. But yeah, so I'm going over the script right now. So it starts with, I'm nervous as hell, but hey, Nick here with Autobud. Just wanted to show you guys the website we built. Now, obviously this is a rough draft, so if you like it, that's great. We can go ahead and put your branding, your colors, any logos, and we can get it up and running. Or if you absolutely hate it for some reason, we can redesign it completely from scratch. Our team is, see, I'm stuttering. Now, obviously this is a rough draft, so if you like it, that's great. Now, obviously this is a rough draft, so if you like it, awesome. We can go ahead and put on your branding, your colors, any logos, and we can get it up and running. Or if you absolutely hate it, we can redesign it completely from scratch. Our team is really talented with web design, so we can build out pretty much anything for you guys. As we scroll down, you can see a couple of the features our websites have to really stand out. Like I was saying, we can do pretty much anything. We can add special effects, transitions, videos, any other animation, and other animations. We have, in this bottom right corner here, we have the we have a standard chat widget that captures names, emails, phone numbers, and our AI features have automated sequences built into it to reach out to customers, making it easier for them to follow up and more likely for them to become a paying customer. One of the main features that sets our website apart from others is our automated booking system, which allows you to book payments and book appointments and collect payments directly on site. In our essential plan, it's just a standard form that captures all of their. So in our essential plan, all right. As you can see on the contact page, we have our automated booking system, which really sets us apart. It allows us to book appointments and collect payments on our site. In our essential plan, we offer this form right here that captures their contact info and sends you a notification and time to reach out to them. But in our professional plan, we build you a custom calendar system that can schedule appointments between multiple team members that we can add to our software, and it automatically follows up with customers to confirm their appointment and remind them prior. And we also have other automations that can reach out and do certain things after their appointment as well. yeah, most website designers create websites that are static and pretty basic web pages, but because of our focus on AI, it lets us build websites that reach more customers and land more sales. We're also very good at on and off page SEO, or search engine optimization. This helps your website rank higher on Google and other search engines. Without a proper SEO strategy or system, there's no guarantee that your website will see any traffic. So we offer a guarantee that your website will be on the first page of Google within the first 6 months of working with us. Like I said before, if you aren't completely confident with how the site looks, we can completely redesign it. At the end of the day, we can completely redesign it and build the product how you want. At the end of the day, we'd love to earn your business. We'd love to work with you guys. We built this site out just to show you guys what we're about beyond just the service. So hopefully we can see you guys on a call soon. Thank you guys for taking the time. All right, that wasn't too bad. Going through it for the first time. I'm gonna go back to this homepage right now. The software, or the overall agency and the software that we built as a product underneath it, our very first product, is pretty complicated. It's essentially ClickFunnels, which is a funnel builder for marketing and sales, mixed with WordPress, which is a web and landing page designer, mixed with Canva, which is a like form and logo designer, mixed with a complete CRM, our customer relationship management system. We're basically the small business version of Salesforce. If you don't know who they are, look into them. Crazy company. But yeah, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So I'm just gonna actually shoot the final video right now. And none of this has to be perfect. For most people starting off, their cold calls sound terrible. They're absolutely terrified. They have a cheesy script. I know that we're at the point right now where my script sounds very genuine, and I know that our skills are at the level where we can really deliver a great product or service to these people. So yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna keep going through this a couple of times to really get this video down. Rehearse the cold call and go through the steps from beginning to end, reaching out to a potential client all the way to delivering the end product, getting them onboarded and set up, and setting up that monthly subscription at the very end, and just the small follow-ups after that. I'm not going to be on making videos this weekend unless I get inspired and want to share something about personal development, but I have some family functions with my girlfriend this weekend, so yeah, the next video will be me talking about defining your goals and your purpose and some of the mindset changes that you need in order to have the belief and faith and confidence to take the time to sit down and write out a plan for yourself, because it feels fucking embarrassing and ridiculous at first when you don't have any positive reinforcement or support for yourself, or none in your environment, and you're doing something weird that no one else is doing. It is difficult. It's nearly impossible to do. So yeah, we'll talk more about mindset, goal setting, getting back into that childhood spirit of feeling allowed to have dreams and ambitions. And then you will see me cold calling, rehearsing it, and reaching out to clients for the first time over the phone. My first 2 clients were a gym and a couple barber shops that we knew the people because we were going there and purchasing their service, and we just kind of organically build those relationships. But now we're trying to build a scalable and sustainable model for reaching out to clients. So yeah, you guys will see that next week. But that's all for now.